Here you will find the main ideas from the book. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content. The unexpected influence of small habits. You won't see a difference in your physique after just one 20-minute workout. However, if you exercise every morning throughout the summer, one day you'll notice the definition of a toned abdomen. On the other hand, eating a single pizza won't negatively impact your health, but making it a daily habit over several months will certainly have consequences. James Clear effectively illustrates the link between repeated behaviors and their outcomes. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just as money grows through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. The numbers strongly support this idea. A 1% improvement may seem insignificant, but doing it daily for a year results in a 38-fold increase in progress. Conversely, if you decline by 1% each day, you'll find yourself close to zero by year's end. But does this hold up in reality? After all, most people have tried to implement small changes, only to be disappointed by the lack of immediate results. Sound familiar? That's because minor improvements often seem ineffective until they reach a tipping point. Picture an ice cube on a table. The room temperature slowly rises from 28 degrees Celsius (82.4 degrees Fahrenheit) to 29, 30, and 31 degrees, yet the ice remains unchanged. Then at 32 degrees, it begins to melt. A 1-degree shift, seemingly no different from previous temperature increases, unlocks a significant transformation. This is the power of small habits, tiny, simple behaviors that, once they surpass a critical threshold, lead to remarkable outcomes. As Clear puts it, an atomic habit is a component of the system of compound growth, a minor routine that generates significant results through consistent repetition. Just as atoms form the foundation of molecules, atomic habits are the building blocks of extraordinary achievements, he explains. The 4 key elements of habit formation. Human behavior follows a straightforward pattern: experiment, fail, learn, adjust, and try again. Over time, inefficient actions fade, and beneficial behaviors become ingrained. In essence, habits serve as mental shortcuts learned from experience. Every habit consists of 4 fundamental elements. Cue, a trigger that initiates a behavior by signaling a potential reward, such as the vibration of a phone indicating a new message. Craving, the motivation driving the habit. In this case, curiosity prompts you to check the notification. Response, the action taken in response to the cue, such as picking up the phone. Reward, the outcome that satisfies the craving. Every habit revolves around the reward. The cue makes you aware of it, the craving makes you desire it, and the response allows you to obtain it. Once you experience the reward, your brain evaluates whether it was worth the effort. If it deems the outcome valuable, it strengthens the habit. Habits form only when all 4 stages align, Clear clarifies. If the reward fails to satisfy the craving, if the response requires too much effort, or if you rarely encounter the initial cue, the habit loop won't develop. Without the first 3 steps, a behavior won't occur. Without all 4, it won't solidify into a habit. How to reshape habits in 4 simple steps. Transforming your life boils down to a simple principle: adopt good habits and eliminate harmful ones. Understanding the habit formation cycle provides clear guidance on what to adjust at each stage to either break a bad habit or cultivate a beneficial one. Clear introduces the 4 laws of behavior change, a straightforward framework for building good habits and dismantling negative ones. As he explains, each law functions as a lever that influences human behavior. When these levers are positioned correctly, forming good habits becomes effortless. When misaligned, change becomes nearly impossible. The 4 principles for creating positive habits are: cue, make it noticeable; craving, make it appealing; response, make it simple; reward, make it satisfying. Conversely, the method for breaking bad habits involves reversing these principles. Cue, make it invisible; craving, make it unappealing; response, make it difficult; reward, make it unsatisfying. Now, let's explore how each of these laws works in practice. The first law, making cues obvious. Dr. Ann Thorndike, a physician in Boston, wanted to encourage healthier eating habits among her patients. Instead of lecturing them about the dangers of soda, she simply rearranged the hospital cafeteria. She placed water bottles in the most visible refrigerators near the cash registers, replacing soda's prominent placement. The results? Over 3 months, water sales rose by 25%, while soda sales declined by 11%. This concept can be applied to personal habits as well. If you want to learn an instrument, keep it in a visible location. If you want to eat healthier, place nutritious foods in easily accessible spots while tucking away junk food. Sometimes, all it takes is a slight environmental adjustment to guide you in the right direction. The second law, making habits attractive. In 1954, researchers James Olds and Peter Milner conducted a groundbreaking study on motivation. They implanted electrodes in rats' brains, blocking dopamine, the primary neurotransmitter associated with pleasure. Deprived of this chemical, the rats lost interest in eating, drinking, and mating, eventually perishing from inactivity. This experiment highlights that desire fuels behavior. Without cravings, there's no motivation to act. Interestingly, dopamine is released not only during enjoyable activities, but even when anticipating them. Just thinking about something pleasurable can trigger a chemical reward. Leverage this mechanism to build good habits. Pair an enjoyable activity with a beneficial routine. For example, Irish engineering student Ronan Byrne modified his exercise bike to allow Netflix streaming only while cycling at a certain speed. Similarly, if you dislike doing the dishes, play your favorite music while cleaning. After a few months, you might actually look forward to the task. The third law, making habits easy. People often spend hours scrolling on their phones because it's easier than studying or learning a new skill. The brain prefers efficiency, opting for the path of least resistance to obtain rewards. To encourage good habits, simplify the process. Conversely, to break a bad habit, increase the effort required to engage in it. For instance, if you watch too much TV, unplug it after each use and remove the remote batteries. If you want to read more, commit to just 2 pages per day. You'll likely continue reading once you start. The most challenging part of any task is often just beginning. The fourth law, making rewards satisfying. This is the trickiest aspect of habit formation because evolution has wired humans for immediate rewards. Our ancestors prioritized short-term survival, focusing on securing food and shelter rather than planning for the distant future. Although modern life offers greater stability, our brains are still programmed to seek instant gratification. To sustain long-term habits, introduce immediate rewards for positive behaviors. For example, treat yourself to a small piece of chocolate after reading 20 pages of a book. Without short-term reinforcement, it's difficult to maintain motivation for long-term goals. Final thoughts. Named one of Fast Company's 7 best business books of 2018, Atomic Habits builds on the ideas of Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit, but takes them further. Clear doesn't just reiterate previous research, he refines it into actionable strategies. Mark Manson describes the book as supremely useful, while Adam Grant calls it an engaging, hands-on guide to breaking bad routines and forming good ones. In short, Atomic Habits is an essential read for anyone looking to make lasting improvements in their life. If you haven't read it yet, you should. I hope you enjoyed the content. A big hug, and see you next time.